True Talk.
Hello everybody, True here, your Million G Gamer, and this is a True Talk video talking about the new Xbox One S All Digital Edition, which is set to release on the 7th of May this year. There's been a leak and pretty much all but confirms some details about the new unit. I just wanted to do a video just discussing that and just comparing a few things. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Xbox One S or digital version, or Xbox One SAD edition as it has been nicknamed. I mean, quite why they didn't see the initials SAD at the end, I don't know. Marketing people just seem to do these strangest things at times, and it's bizarre. But yeah, the Xbox One S or digital edition is going to be basically an Xbox One S without the disc slot. So if you imagine, you see a picture on the screen at the moment, if you imagine the disc drive is just a white solid panel, that's what you're getting. So obviously you would have to buy all games digitally. You wouldn't be able to play 4K Blu-ray movies as you can on an S at the moment. You would have to use an online streaming service which would download those movies at that resolution. But for all intents and purposes, it is exactly the same as the S, but without the disc drive. But what's got people talking mostly is the price point for this. Now, you would think because it's discless and that this is Microsoft's kind of dipping the toe in the water of what, if the industry is ready, if the consumers are ready for a discless console, because they're considering it seriously for next generation, then as one of their SKUs anyway. But why price it at this price point? The price point they've come with, brace yourselves, and this is leaked by a website called winfuture.de, which also corroborates information that was rumored to be going around from various other sources as well. But in the US, it's going to retail at $249.99. EU is going to be $229.99. No UK price has been given, but I would imagine it's going to be $219.99 or the same as Euro, $229.99, something to that effect. So if we just have a look at what the S is currently retailing at the moment in various stores around here in the UK anyway, we're going to see something that is very bizarre and very worrying for this new console. Now, before I get into that, I would say that it does come packed in or already installed on the hard drive, which is 1 terabyte by the way, with Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, and bizarrely Forza Horizon 3. It doesn't have the Forza Horizon 4, which is the latest version of Forza Horizon, but Forza Horizon 3. Now, I do know that Minecraft and Sea of Thieves are available on Games Pass. I'm not sure if Forza Horizon 3 is, but I would imagine it is because Microsoft games are supposed to be on their day and date anyway, and I think they uploaded all their back catalogue onto there. Well, don't hold me to that, so Forza Horizon 3 may not be available on Games Pass there, but it's just odd that they've gone for the last iteration of Forza Horizon rather than the current one, which is taking the racing world by storm. But anyway, back on to comparing the prices. So I've picked several websites here, specifically the 4 main online gaming retailers that I use when I buy a retail game, which is not very often, and a couple of just general stores which sell video games things as part of their business, and where more people less knowledgeable about video games would probably shop for their video games, consoles and things such as that. So we're going to start off with Smith's Toy Store. It's $220 across the board basically on Smith's, even for the Division, which has Division 2 has just come out. $220 across the board. You can get Division packs, you can get Crackdown and Forza Horizon 4, a couple of Minecraft packs, etc. So $220, which is probably there or thereabouts the exact same that the discless version is going to retail at. So we'll now jump across to Argos. Similar packs again available at £230. It seems to be across the board is their favoured price for the Xbox One S at the moment. These are all for the same storage as well, 1 terabyte capacity on there. $229, which again is going to be there or thereabouts what the discless version is going to be yet again. So on to one of the specific video game retailers which I use, a company called The Game Collection. They don't sell a lot of consoles, to be honest with you, but they do have a fantastic deal at the moment for Sekiro and the 1TB 1S of $199.95. Best price we've seen so far. And then bizarrely, they have the worst price we've seen so far with the Division 2 package at $244.45. But even that is going to be £20 more than the discless version, which is not a lot, to be honest with you. On a company called Simply Games, which I also do use, you can just get a base console with no games or anything for $180. Fortnite is bizarrely at $250, even though you think Fortnite is free. I don't understand that one. $210 for Forza Horizon 4, $220 for the Division 2, and that's all they've got for the 1S. Again, these are all 1TB versions, so equivalent in storage. On to Shop2, again a main player in the online video game market in the UK. Good company, horrendous website though, unfortunately. $200 for Battlefield 5, $200, $250 for Minecraft. Odd. $230 for Division 2. You see, $230, all the same prices we're seeing. And then finally, we'll check out Game, which is the main. They have the equivalent to GameStop if you're in the US. Basically, they do have an online arm as we're looking at now, and they do have. Well, they are probably the only mainstream video game presence on the high street as well, but their prices are just so not competitive for software. They're usually okay and thereabouts for consoles, and as we can see, base model 191, Division 2 230, so it looks like it's 230 for the Xbox One S, regardless of what game that you get there. That's an X, so that doesn't count. $240 for Division 2, where you get some Xbox Live Gold thrown in there as well, by the looks of it. So as you can see, across all these stores here, not much difference in pricing at all. I think the biggest price we saw would have been, if I think it's going to come in at $220 in the UK, is going to be £30 different. Even if we say, be really generous to them and say it's going to come in at the UK at $199.99, which is not. The highest price we got on there was $245, I think it was. So it's £45 difference to get a disc drive. I think people are going to spend £45 more just to get a disc drive, to be honest with you. I mean, mostly these prices were £20 different. If we say it's going to be $200 in the UK, and again, it's not going to be that in the UK. It's not just not at all. I just don't get where they're coming from. I just don't understand who this is aimed at, and if this is an experiment to see if the consumer base is ready for discless, so they can put out a discless SKU next generation. This is just not going to get them the information they want. It's just not. It's not failing because people do or don't want a discless version. It's going to be failing because it's just priced stupidly. It makes no sense whatsoever who would be attracted to this at all. And I think it's just a giant waste of time. I don't understand. Microsoft have been doing so much good of late, and then if this is true, I really hope when it gets officially announced in the next day, I think it's tomorrow actually, it gets officially announced on the new episode of Inside Xbox. I hope it's wrong, but it's been confirmed by so many sources now. If it is wrong, it's probably due to Microsoft seeing everybody basically implode over this pricing. I just don't see who this is aimed at. I don't see who this is going to attract. At its current price point, it needs to be significantly lower than the disc version, because you're just going to go for disc version because it gives you more options and more flexibility, especially in the digital market at the moment, which is not generally as competitive as retail discs. Obviously, you can't get second-hand items if you've got no disc drive. You can't take advantage of real-world sales if you haven't got a disc drive. For example, Call of Duty games on the Xbox One and probably on the PS4 as well, they always retail at like $45.99, $55.99. top whack, nearly full recommended retail price. Online stores, you probably can get Call of Duty for £10, £15, the last year's version of Call of Duty. So it's just ridiculous that they've come up with this price point, and it's just going to fail. It's going to blow back up in their faces, unfortunately, and they're not going to get an adequate reflection, and we're not going to see a next generation SKU for discless. Let me know what you guys think of this, and I'll probably do a follow-up video once the news breaks of what the price is actually going to be, and we'll see where it goes from there. But if this news is to be believed, the Xbox One S discless version, or all digital version as it's called, or SAD version as it's called, is indeed going to be very, very, very sad, because there's no way that is going to sell at all. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not hit that like and subscribe button so you know when I upload videos each and every time, and I'll catch you on the next one.